Hi, I'm going to talk about this important topic, which is freedom and probation of religion. And this complicated topic is not discussed or covered properly or enough in the media, and it needs more researches and more discussions. And I hope in this presentation we come out with some beneficial ideas about this topic. We're gonna go through some points like what is freedom and probation of religion, why freedom of religion is important, freedom of religion in Islam, and when there is no freedom of religion, what's gonna happen, and some limits of freedom of religion in Islam. So we have to know what's freedom of religion in the beginning, that it is the freedom of belief, and it's a principle that supports the freedom of an individual or community in public or private to manifest religion or belief, teachings, practices, worshipping, and observance. Freedom of religion is considered to be by many people and nations to be a fundamental human right. In a country with a state religion, freedom of religion is generally considered to mean that the government permits religious practices of other sects besides the state religion and does not persecute beliefs in other faiths. Now, why freedom of religion is important? Religious freedom is a fundamental human right of every person on earth. It has been recognized by international accords. These include wearing religious dresses, symbols, observing dietaries, restrictions, participating in ritual associated with certain stages of life, possessing properties, rights regarding meeting places, and maintaining the freedom of management and managing religious institutions, processes, publishes and distribute education materials. The freedom of religion in Islam is not viewed or explained properly in the media or in the books or in the articles. So I thought to come over some points to make it clear that the religious pluralism exists in Islam ethics, and religious laws were usually accommodated within the Islamic legal framework as seen in the early Caliphate, Al-Andalus, and Ottoman Empire system. The non-Muslim communities living in the Islamic State usually had their own laws independently from the Islamic laws, such as the Jew who would have their own halakha courts. With no freedom of religion, what's gonna happen? There will be endless conflicts between one nation group and maybe a civil war, and also no rights respected from each group towards another groups, and the minorities members will suffer from discrimination and losing lots of their rights. Also, that's against God's command or God's wish. We can find that in Quran, that it says no force of religion in this in Islam. And finally, we're gonna see some what are the limits of freedom of religion in Islam. That the freedom of religion or belief may be subject to such limitations as prescribed by law and are necessary to protect public safety, order, health, or morals, or fundamental rights and freedoms of others as a fundamental human right. Freedom of religion is important to believers and non-believers, yet where freedom of religion is not respected, we see conflicts and even bloodshed. Conflicts over religion can destabilize nations, causing economic uncertainty and provide a breeding group for terrorists. Breeding ground for terrorists. As a result, freedom of religion should be a priority and should be supported by the government. And these are some of the resources and references I went through during my research, beside my knowledge and experience, and of course because I'm living there, I know how it's look like back there. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope there is beneficial information in this. Thank you.